Quad made her grand entrance to the party a few minutes later. She used it as an opportunity to formally introduce him to the ladies. His name is King, and Quad revealed they had been dating for a year. Plus, she casually let the entire party know that King paid for the entire party. Immediately, the rest of the ladies seemed impressed. In their confessionals, they all gushed over how young, handsome, and stylish Quad's man was. Maybe he's a keeper. Dr. Damon and Dr. Greg addressed their feud, while everyone, except for Sweet Tea, partied it up for Quad's 43rd birthday. The husbands met up for drinks and things got intense between Dr. Damon and Dr. Greg. The two tried to address the feud between their wives, but Daddy Kimes started throwing some shade of his own when Dr. Greg continuously blamed Heavenly for sparking the season 11 drama. "Your wife said I'm not respected in the medical community. My practice is this, my practice is that," Dr. Greg ranted. Damon calmly replied, "Are you okay then, man? Are you all right?" That clearly struck a nerve with Greg, who continued to complain about how Dr. Heavenly had been treating him. Damon heard enough. "Why are you so sensitive? Don't talk about my wife," he told Greg. Then we learned the real root of this feud. Damon said that as the feud between Heavenly and Sweet Tea intensified, Dr. Greg stopped taking Damon's referrals. He's been denying patients, and Damon felt like it was intentional. On the other hand, Greg argued that he's just too busy to accept all of Damon's referrals. Finally, it's starting to make sense why Damon and Greg are so involved in the feud between their wives. There's a business element to it, and that's why this is so personal. In the end, Dr. Greg and Dr. Damon seem to agree to disagree. They made some baby steps, but it's clear there's still beef. It's going to take more than a couple of drinks to fix this. Dr. Heavenly Kimes reveals why she invited Sweet Tea onto Married to Medicine. Dr. Heavenly Kimes is no newbie regarding reality television. She starred in Bravo's Married to Medicine since 2014, and she's been anything but boring. The dentist and owner of Dr. Heavenly University is known to be in the mix, stirring up trouble with her co-stars, Dr. Simone Whitmore and Dr. Jackie Walters. Also in the mix this year is Real Housewives of Atlanta star Phaedra Parks, who has been secretly dating a doctor and who the rest of the cast says is an excellent addition to the show. I'm a fan of Phaedra, so I was kind of excited for her to come in. I love Phaedra. And she came in, she's sweet as pie, Heavenly said. Why Dr. Heavenly invited Sweet Tea to film Married to Medicine Season 10. Another lady joining the Married to Medicine cast this year is Letitia Lunceford, wife of Dr. Gregory Lunceford, Quad's ex-husband. When she spoke with Today before the latest episode, Heavenly explained why she decided to bring Letitia, aka Sweet Tea, on the show. "I think after being on 9 years, we realized what makes great TV," she began. "She's her authentic self, she's a real girl, she's actually a really sweet girl, but she's a little different from us." Even though Quad filmed with the rest of the ladies for Season 10, getting her to sign on was challenging for the production staff. Heavenly said in another interview that if she were in Quad's position, she wouldn't have returned. "But I'm not Quad. That's a whole different situation. Me in that situation would have been very different." Given their relationship dynamics, watchers are eager to see how Quad and Sweet Tea will interact throughout the season. The reality star vet revealed at BravoCon that she wishes the best for the couple. However, that doesn't mean this season will be without conflict. When all the ladies got together in the same room, sometimes all hell broke loose, Sweet Tea said in November 2023. "Expect to see laughter and tears and friendships flourish and fail." Quad Web tells all on her boyfriend King and their plans for kids. EXCLUSIV. Quad Web spoke in depth about her boyfriend, King, and their relationship in an exclusive interview with The Daily Dish. The good news? We don't need to wonder. We have all the intel from the seasoning magnate herself. In a recent interview with The Daily Dish, Quad opened up about her relationship with King, as well as their plans for the future. Who is Quad Web's boyfriend, King? We know that King is very good to his girlfriend. Remember that Parisian-themed soiree he threw her during Season 11, Episode 2. But what else is there to know about him? He's 3 years younger than I am, which is a perfect connection for me in so many ways, Quad explained in her interview. He's also the owner of ATL exotic and luxury cars, so he does a lot with placing cars in movies and videos. He does a lot with weddings and things of that nature. Married to Medicine Season 11, Episode 2 Recap. Miss Quad found her king. On behalf of Quad Air, you are invited to a night in Paris. This week on Married to Medicine Season 11, Episode 2, we were whisked away to Quad's over-the-top, Parisian-themed birthday celebration. Unfortunately, not everyone from the cast scored a ticket because, as we saw in the Season 11 premiere, there's still a lot of drama still festering within the group. The Whitmores kicked off Season 11 with a Freaknik-themed party, appropriately called Whitnik. At the party, Quad and Dr. Contessa made surprise appearances, which threatened to derail the good vibes of the party. However, it turned out to be Dr. Heavenly and Sweet Tea who that disrupted the party with their fighting. In Married to Medicine Season 11, Episode 2, How Quad Got Her Groove Back, the circle of friends continues to try to move forward with repairing their shaken friendships. What better way to do that than with a ridiculous party? What happened in Married to Medicine Season 11, Episode 2? This week, Quad went around Atlanta delivering invites to her 43rd birthday party. Everyone was excited to show up and show out for Quad. Little did they know, Quad had a big surprise for them on her special day. Meanwhile, the Lunceford and Kimes families tried to make sense of their feud, and we got a little bit more insight into why Dr. Damon and Dr. Greg are butting heads. It's not just about their wives being shady to each other. Keep on reading as we dive deep into the doctorly drama. A wicked Whitnik hangover. Episode 2 opened up at the Whitmore residence, where Dr. Simone recovered from a nasty hangover from Whitnik. She admitted to having bubble guts and spent most of the following morning near a toilet. Part of the issue was too much booze. The other part of Simone's issue was all of the drama and unexpected guests at the party. She asked her husband, "Do you think the margarita machine had too much tequila in it?" Cecil admitted that he added a little bit of extra Grand Marnier to the mix. On top of that, he confessed that he was the one responsible for Quad's surprising Whitnik invitation. Essentially, Dr. Simone could blame her entire state of mind on Cecil. "I couldn't give you a heads up because a heads up might have gotten my head off," Cecil joked in a confessional. "I just felt like you and Quad need to get back to normal at some point," he explained. The Luncfords and the Kimes rehashed their drama. While Cecil tried to smooth things over with Quad and Dr. Simone, the feud between the Kimes and the Luncfords intensified. Both couples reflected on the fight at the party, and it's clear that no one is letting up on this. The feud has grown into something so nasty that it isn't going to be resolved in one episode. "It takes a low-down, dirty bitch to come to my man and say that I said that he's cheating," Dr. Heavenly argued in a confessional interview. Meanwhile, Dr. Greg and Sweet Tea want the audience to think they're taking the high road. At one point, Dr. Greg suggested that they need to move on with their life and focus all of this energy on making a baby. "Our focus needs to be moving on with our life. We're trying to have a baby," Dr. Greg reminded his wife. A special delivery from Quad Air. In this week's episode, Quad amped up the theatrics for her birthday party invites. Seriously, it looked like a scene from My Super Sweet 16 as she showed up in a Rolls Royce with a squad of ladies dressed like flight attendants. An email would have sufficed, but you have to appreciate Quad's ability to go the extra mile. When Quad and the flight crew showed up at Dr. Simone's office, it was clear that Simone got a huge kick out of it, even though their issues hadn't been addressed. She walked outside cackling and gave Quad a huge hug. They still need to have a conversation about their off-screen drama, but for now, they're at least at peace. We love it. When Quad rolled up to Dr. Contessa's house, Sweet Tea was there. The ladies were playing pool and talking about their mutual hatred for Dr. Heavenly. Awkwardly, Quad only showed up with one invitation. Sweet Tea didn't make the invite list and just stood in Contessa's doorway watching the Quad Air flight attendants do their thing. "We have to be on our way," Quad told Contessa before piling back into the Rolls Royce. Once they were back in the car, one of the flight attendants asked, "Who was that old lady?" Quad's big birthday surprise. At Quad's birthday party, all of the ladies got dressed up in burlesque-adjacent outfits, and the venue owner immediately started spilling tea. First, she told Contessa that she looked like a gladiator. In her next breath, she revealed to the ladies that it was Quad's boyfriend who put together the whole thing. Boyfriend? Yes, boyfriend. Quad found a man, and even her closest friends in the group didn't know about it.